Zanaya.
It's the righteous vigilante Jamon Creek, and you're tuning in to Minds Wide Open.
Hey, yo, check it out. This is Namestream, never mainstream. You're tuning in to Minds Wide Open Media.
Shout out to the Florida Vibe Directory. You're now listening to the best playlist in South Florida.
Yes, sir. You already know what time it is, man. This is the Florida Vibe Directory. I was going to say Florida Vibe Fridays, but I don't know the password.
Oh,
yeah. I was going to say Florida Vibe Fridays, but I'm already used to that. You know, it's not going to be live. So I just want to welcome everybody to the Florida Vibe Directory. Who I got with me here today?
You got Kel Denise on the mic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So usually, you know, before I get too deep into anything, I kind of just like to, you know, keep it real general, man. How was your day? How was the drive over here?
The day's been pretty cool. We went and ate a little something, then headed this way. So.
Oh, where'd you go?
What was it called? Top 42.
Oh, okay. Every time I go to Top 42, I get the strawberry kush.
Ah, that's what I got.
Yeah,
that shit was fire.
Nah, that's a little vibe. You
Hell
know?
yeah.
Little CBD up in there, you know
Little
what I mean?
something.
Damn, so I guess let's get right into it from the beginning then, Kel. So tell me about your early life. How did you grow up?
Child.
What area are you from? You know, all that.
I'm from Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a single mom of, 3 up until I was about 13 years old. Then I had my little sister. That's my heart right there.
Mm-hmm.
I did sports and whatnot throughout high school, and then middle school and high school, and then about high school came, I was in like theater, and I did like singing and performances and stuff throughout there, and got some decent recognition from the folks in the actual school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my principal got me the principal's award the year before she left. She awarded it to me my 10th grade year. It was pretty cool.
Oh, awesome.
So I've been moving around trying to do a little something throughout the time type thing.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So when did you realize that singing was like an actual talent of yours and something to take serious?
So me and my uncle, we always worked together since I was young. He was producing music. He produced majority. He did majority of the tracks when I was on my LP that's coming out. And we worked together and grind that out. And so from there, it was just I could sit there and do it for hours and not complain. Like we would get in there about 9 o'clock and we would leave 2, 3 in the morning because we sat out through our session. We made the beat. We wrote the song. We laid that shit same night.
So he was working with you like the whole step of the way.
Yeah, that's my dog. Like we had each other hand and foot throughout the entire process.
Shout out Unc. What's his name?
On Instagram, he's at Marvadio Pro.
Bet.
Marvadio_Pro, if I'm not mistaken.
Now that's actually interesting because I was actually curious. Now, was he originally like a different type of producer, or was he already in like the R&B realm? And then like figured out that you had this talent and then tailor his sound to you, or was he like making like boom bap beats and then like you came around and he had to switch his style, or like how did that come about?
So like I've always kind of been singing like through church and stuff like that, and R&B always been my thing. So I guess it kind of adapted together. But he would do stuff for rap artists as well, and like his own music. But when we would literally sit down in there, so I would give suggestions on what I would want to hear and
so he would help you craft it. Like That's awesome. That's awesome. So when is the actual EP coming out?
So the EP is coming out on my birthday, which is the 22nd of this month.
Oh, word? Okay. So wait, November
22nd.
What is that?
11/22.
Not Sagittarius.
Yeah, it is. I started the season.
Okay. See, I know a little something.
Just a little bit. I started the season off.
That's what's up. What's up. Damn. So I don't know if you know, man, but, you know, Zombie Records is something that's very important to the South Florida culture. You know what I'm saying? Representing Palm Beach, been tapped into the Tri-County, something that's very respected. So how do you feel being the first lady of Zombie Records?
Honestly, I'm honored. I ran into Sabo through one of his friends, and he told me before I got there that he worked with music, and I was like, all right, cool, but I'm going to fill it out type job. And I was like, they seem cool as hell. So I was like, let me throw myself in there a little bit.
And the one thing I could say about Sabo, man, that I really respect, man, and I'm glad he's actually here so I could say it, is like, if you're an artist and you want it, he's going to push you. You feel me? Because, like, when we first met you, it was like a couple other people, but the main person you've been rocking with is Gene, and it's because Gene has never stopped. You feel me? Like, every event I'm at, I'm most likely going to see them there. I see Gene showing people love in the comments, like, everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, it's really good to see that hard work get rewarded. You feel me?
Hell yeah.
Like, not even because I hate when I do this, but it's just a very important story to this. When I first met you guys, if you remember, it was that iHeartRadio show. Oh, you remember that shit where, like, so these people, I don't even want to say that they did what they did, but basically they put on a show that was done by iHeartRadio. And, like, they had, like, every artist from Palm Beach to Broward to everybody in there. And Gene was one of the people that I met that night. And I met a lot of people that night. And I go on their Instagrams. And literally from like the few people that I met, me and Gene are the only one that, bruh, for you to find pictures or videos from that show, you got to scroll on our shit. Because we actually been working, bruh. And like, I see some people that still are posting stuff from that show. So I just, want to give the big salute, man. Show the love. Zombie Records, man. Y'all doing y'all motherfucking thing, man.
Hell yeah.
So so you met him at the party, and then did you show him some music, or?
So we was coming from club, and we ended up hanging up at his house afterwards. And I think he was playing his own stuff, and I was listening, and I was like, all right, cool. Because some folks be like, they got music, and it's like,
I know exactly what you mean.
Right.
Trust me.
Like,
I'm in the media. I know. Trust
people
me.
preach about their friends or whatever. Let me hear you out. So I was like, all right, cool. And just in general, the vibe when I got there, he immediately, took us in because he didn't know us. He just was like, yo, folks want to hang. All right, cool. And then so we came over. He was playing his stuff. I was like, well, I make music too. Like, are you looking for a female artist? What's up? Oh,
shit.
Yeah. And so I played my music on, I think, like the speaker or something like that. And then we've been locked in since.
That's dope. Now, I know that you mentioned that you were from Georgia. So what's like one of the biggest difference between the Florida culture and like the Georgia culture?
Not to stud on my own folks, but it's a lot more welcoming out here.
You would really?
To me, Florida has treated me well since I've been here. Like, I've had my ass handed to me too, but it has treated me well. Like, the folks I've encountered, at least. But you are the people that you attract as well. So
I believe in energy as well.
Exactly. So I mean, it's a lot more. I found more supporting people in Florida than I have sometimes back home. Like, I got my
very
folks,
surprising to me.
but.
Yeah,
I met some ride or dies.
Yeah, no, that's actually very surprising to me just because, like, I know that people always talk about Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
And, like, that type of stuff that, like, usually a lot of people who I know who aren't from Florida, they be like, yo, people aren't friendly here, this and that. So that actually is, like, very refreshing to hear.
I guess I'm also a personable person. So, like, back home, like, we do have the Southern hospitality. Like, they'll take you in for sure. But when it comes down to it, sometimes it's not, you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
And that's just being born and raised from there. You have your people that support you, but you also have the folks that's just going to sit there and be like...
hate on you, kind of.
Yeah, and they don't care. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Now, have you had a chance to perform out here?
Yes, I performed, I think it's been about 3 weeks ago.
Nice.
In Miami, the joint in Miami.
Okay, yeah. I fuck with the joint. I've been to hella shows out there. Oh, the R&B, like Thursday
the R&B
night
Thursday.
Joint that Okay.
Yeah. It was lit. I had fun.
And when you perform, since you're a singer, do you have like a backtrack or do you just go like raw vocals or like how is that?
No, I have like my track playing behind me or whatever because I don't have like a set way that I want to perform it. So I kind of just go with the flow and how I feel with the stage.
Definitely felt that.
Mm-hmm.
So now you mentioned that your uncle is your primary producer, but are there any other producers that you're working with at the moment?
Right now I'm working with Zoe, Mixed by Zoe, I believe is his Instagram. I've been working with him a few times and we work well together. That was just my main person while I was back home. Now that I'm out here, I'm still working with.
So he's over there in Georgia.
He's still in Savannah, grinding it out himself. So
you need a flame? You got a lighter, Luke? But that's what's up, though. That's what's up. So now, how long have you been making music?
Ooh, since I was in maybe 10th grade, I think. Like
seriously though, like recording yourself, everything since then?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because my uncle, he's been doing it for years, and so because I knew how to sing. So all right, with my family, I have one uncle that does videography and photography. I have one uncle that does the beats and whatnot. I have another one that does it too. I have one that's gifted in piano. Like my family is well gifted, so we've been just doing stuff just for the fuck of it, basically. And then eventually I was like, okay, I'm actually pretty good at this shit. I want to pursue it. Within the past 2 years. I've been trying to find my way to get to this point. So
now, are there like any like artists around the scene that like you've been working with? Like obviously I know you probably got some shit with like the Zombie family, but like anybody like outside of that you've been working with or excited to work with, like anybody that you see that you admire what they do?
As of right now, not too much, just because I've kind of been focusing in on getting myself together first before I try and reach out yet, because this release is like a big thing, and because I'm trying to get it done on my birthday, I'm trying to focus in and hone on in that. And
so you haven't really been like listening to anybody or anything like that?
I've been working and then trying to get this done. I hadn't had a chance to really sit down and listen out. Like the shows that I've been to, I found some that seemed pretty dope that I may listen to later. But I'm pretty sure this show that's coming up on Sunday, I'll find some more folks that I want to link up with for sure.
Bet. Now, people actually let the people in on how hard it actually is to make a project.
How hard it is? It's crazy because, okay, so me, I have ADHD. So trying to plan something out is unheard of.
Right.
But throughout this time frame, I've been able to try and find a way that works for me. But it's stressful, and it's also rewarding at the same time, because when you get to that point where you're actually, right now, 4 days away from one of your releases,
Jeez.
for me, it's crazy.
It's like you feel like the I know exactly.
Yeah,
how you
like
feel.
I don't know how to describe it.
Like you're about to take a vacation type shit.
Yeah, like you're excited, you don't know what's finna happen, but you know some shit's finna pop off. But it's just like, all right, cool. Let me get my work done too. So it's like finding that balance between knowing when the business side come, when to have fun with it as well, and then also like the networking aspect. Like I've been getting like following people and stuff like that, but I haven't sat down and really listened to music to be like, okay, that vibe match type of thing.
Yeah, no, people don't understand, bro. Like I tell everybody that I know that is a content creator, period, bro. Like you have to be in every comment. Like if you comment on my shit, I'm responding, and I'm responding
every time
promptly, because at the end of the day, bro, like people are, especially in the era that we live in, people are very entitled. So they'd be like, "Oh, you didn't respond to my fire emoji comment." Like you know what I'm saying? Like part of my day. I'm not gonna say I have so many, but like part of my day is responding
to comments
and showing love and things like that.
She be getting on me all the time for being on my phone and like TikTok and stuff, but it's because I'm responding to comments or trying to get engagement or just engaging myself, because I know that later it boosts my engagement on, like, it's a whole job on its own on the side.
Trust me, and people don't know there's money on these apps now. These apps are paying, so
trying to get to it.
That's a fact. Now, for the EP, how many songs did you have to cut?
I already knew what I wanted to do with that EP. Like I had a vision for it. The first song that's on there is called Beauty and the Beast. I actually performed that one a couple weeks ago, and then again on Sunday I'll be performing it at the show in Propaganda. But once I laid that track, I was like, okay, I know this vibe. I'm like, all right, I know the path I want to go down. Because from there, it kind of turned into, I don't know how, but it kind of turned into a journey of the actual relationship I was dealing with.
Oh, wow.
So it matched with the time frame, and so I kind of just kept building on from there. And so I was like, all right, cool. I made Beauty and the Beast, and then the next one is called Love. And then from there I was like, all right, cool, the truth behind fairy tales. And from there I kind of just kept it going. So
it's like you had a theme from the first song. Okay. The reason that I asked though is because I know that a lot of times when it comes to like rappers, like if I'm gonna make a project, I'm gonna make like 20 songs, 15 songs, and then cut it down to 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I didn't know if like for R&B it was like a different type of process.
Well, I have like other songs, but I knew those ones, like when I made them, I already knew like that wasn't really what it was for. But when I would get to like a certain, I already knew like, all right, cool, that one's going there. Or I would just add to it. Like I knew what type of ordeal I wanted for it. And so I was like, all right, cool, this is just going to be a small one. So I knew only 5 was going on there. Like I had a an idea, a vibe out for what I wanted. Yeah.
Now, I wanted to ask you this. How hard is it with your lyrics, I guess, to balance what people want to hear, but then also like, like certain things that you just can't say. You know what I'm saying? Like, like a lot of like female music right now is like, presenting a certain type of message. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you find the balance to like stuff that people want to hear, but also stay true to yourself?
So for You, that one to me is my commercial song. So that's the one I'm leading with right now. Now, when you get to my EP, you get different levels of me. You don't get the same thing. Like Beauty and the Beast to me gives off Billie Eilish vibes. Love is, and then the one called My Mind is like real pop and like upbeat. It's like violins throughout the whole thing and like little trumpets. It's just like real upbeat. So it's like it's different vibes throughout the whole thing. I tried, what I think my method for this would be is just to make those songs for that. But my album, if you fuck with me for real, you know what I'm saying?
You gonna see what's up.
Right. So I would put out the music that I know has both the vibe that I carry in myself and then what they would take too, and then release all of that when it comes down to like the whole project, so you get a whole feel for what I'm trying to give off, type of ordeal.
Now, what would be like, damn, hold on, I'm trying to get this question right. Like, I feel like with artists, it's like, it's hard because it's like you work so hard to drop a project, and then it's like you can only really promote it certain ways. You get what I'm saying? So like, I just wanted to ask you, like, what are some ways that you're creatively looking to like continue to promote your project?
So right now I'm focusing on trying to figure out ways to create content for all ways that is represented on the platform. So like Instagram, the actual post or the reels, and then story, and then TikTok, going on live and posting the videos or your story, the story on there.
Right.
So I try to find creative ways to go about it that way, and make sure it's something that'll grab your eyes at least for the first 5 to 10 seconds.
Right.
That's the main thing that you need. So I try and go about it that way, but also without flooding the exact, because at the end of the day, it's the same thing, but not the exact same thing.
And that's the thing, is like you have to find creative ways.
You have to find new ways to do it.
That, you know?
And so maybe just different versions of how you could lay out a CD, like how the CD track could look, or posting the picture instead of the actual single photo or whatever. Just different little small things. And just mainly having your caption, what you need it to be.
On point. Always. Now, what's your creative process more like? Do you like sit there and write and then go to the studio, or like does the producer have to make the beat in front of you and then you write to the beat, or like what's your process?
So I would mainly just find whatever I'm vibing with on like YouTube or something like that, unless I get sent a beat. But I would go off of what I would find on there, and then whatever, to me, I say whatever the beat is telling me is whatever I would write it about sometimes. And so I would go from there, and then if I can get enough to finish it off, then I'll keep going. But if I can't flow on it, then I just move on to the next thing.
So you don't really deal with writer's block? The second you feel it, you just put it down and
then like if I feel like it's good enough to keep going, then I'm going to keep going. But I'm not going to waste my time on something that I don't feel the energy behind.
I see
type
exactly
of thing.
what you're saying. Now, being an artist is, I would say, like a 24/7 job. You know, you constantly have to, worry about your perception and things like that, or just certain things that you say. So my question is, how do you unwind? Like, what do you do to relax, to get away from this music shit?
Right now, I just kind of just chill. But like at the moment, I'm finding peace with creating the content for my music. Because I'm a creative person. So being able to sit down for hours and just create something is kind of like my detachment. Although I'm being productive at the same time, it's still like arts and crafts.
But like them days that you're just like, fuck it.
Oh,
like,
I go to the beach.
Yeah.
Like I was there this morning. Like I don't know what it was, but I was feeling so off this morning, and I went to the beach, and I'll journal and smoke. You know what I'm saying? That's like on my off days.
You like to be in
that's what I have to be in nature. Go for a walk, sit outside, writing, listening to music. I sometimes seclude myself to kind of reground myself and get, situated.
Definitely agree. Definitely agree. No, that's real dope. That's real dope. Now, when it comes to the music that you make, what were some of your inspirations or your influences?
I grew up listening to Whitney Houston and Jennifer Hudson, Christina Aguilera. Those are like my top 3 like female artists that I love. Fantasia too.
Oof.
Yeah, love her.
Did you ever see her movie?
Yeah.
On Oxygen? Yo, just know 13-year-old me was all up in that shit, my boy. Hey, they had shown Fantasia titties. I was like, hold up. Hold up.
But yeah, no, those are folks I grew up listening to. Like now I'm trying to get into like the old school, like the Erykah Badu, like I'm trying to get into them now because I've been hearing that's who I sound like. And so I want to get into them and start learning like their style and stuff like that, because I could not figure it out for the life of me what vibe it was that I was going down. And that was honestly like one of my biggest insecurities at first before I really started releasing my music. And then folks would be like, that's the point. You're different. So push it.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, cool. All right, I hear y'all.
So from Badu, what you been listening to?
Don't do me like that. Don't put me on the spot.
My bad.
Don't put me on the spot. I just have my stuff on shuffle. Like I have a certain playlist with like a specific vibe. And so I have it on shuffle with like her, Jill Scott, and Janae Aiko. I have like all of them in like a specific like
certain like like this is like my studying playlist right here.
Divine Feminine playlist.
I like it. I like it. Now, I'm trying to word this right. I'm sorry.
You good?
So, for people watching right now, what's like something that you like, the main thing that you really want to get across to the people that you really want them to know about you from this interview?
know. I guess just to fill me out and see if it's something that they would want to vibe with, in a sense, because like, yeah, my music can be one thing, but I also want to connect with folks on a personal level as well.
Right.
So
now, this is kind of a random question, but I always like to ask this question. If you could time travel to like any era, any time period, what time period would it be?
1920.
The 20s, the roaring 20s? You trying to be at the Cotton Club, little Harlem Renaissance vibes?
I feel like I would be, and I'll have my own club just running it. That would be my thing. That's where I would be at with it.
Now, outside of music, what would you say are like other aspirations that you have?
I always did theater and like acting and stuff, and then like I said, I like creating. So like I used to draw. Well, I still do, but just not as much as I need to. Like draw and paint and stuff like that. Like I used to do that all the time. That's why like when I said earlier, like creating and stuff is like peaceful for me because it's almost like painting again or drawing or something of the sort. Having to fish through that. No,
that's facts. Damn, Sable, we got to make the Zombie Records movie. You feel me? Little state property with Don Jean. Hey, if you need a little cameo, you feel me? A little radio DJ guy, you feel me? I'm on that. What, you need a corner store dude? Like, hey, papi, what you need? Whatever you need, I got you.
Hell yeah.
You taking the whole team to New York?
Yeah.
Woo. Y'all gotta be vlogging that. That's content. That's content. Now, what's been the best thing about being on the Zombie Records team?
Just them in general. Like, one thing I can say I appreciate with them the most is how much they make sure they push you and support you. And then, like, they stay real with you. If you doing some trash shit, they gonna let you know that. If you doing what you need to do, they gonna let you know that.
Now, how did that conversation go?
Well, I haven't quite had to have that conversation yet.
Yo, she don't know what they call me. You know they call me Vladimix. You know I'm going to ask them questions.
I had to have that conversation yet. I try to stay on my toes. But I know that if I was to slip up and do some retarded shit, Sabian gonna get me in check.
Now, speaking of that, I know that, we're artists and, we're sensitive about, like, how would you, like, not saying, like, I know you, obviously, because you guys have that relationship, you would take the constructive criticism well. But, like, how would you take it, though?
It depends. Because at the end of the day, I am a fire sign, so I might get a little, like, all right, whatever,
sometimes
nigga, fuck
somebody
you.
Could be wrong.
Well, I mean, okay, nah. If it's some bullshit, right. Yeah, exactly. If you owe me on some, nah, you're not going to disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, I'm going to check you back. Of course. Yeah. Like, that's not cool. Like, I don't even think I would think about that twice. It would just happen. That's why it wasn't the first response. Right. You know what I mean? Like, but, like, I don't feel like we would ever have that problem or nothing like that. So, I don't know. I'd be like, all right, cool. I'm going to listen out for it, see what I need to do to adjust it. But it'll never be something that I don't want to say 100% alter. I always figure out what I need to do for me. Like, listen to what he got to say. All right, cool. Do I agree? Yes or no? I'll figure that out and then go about my business.
Right, but then, at him as a manager, I'm sure he has to just sometimes trust the artist and then, like, see what happens, So, exactly, because sometimes, the artist could be wrong or the manager could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Now, do you feel, like, complete with dropping this project? Because, like, I know, like, a lot of times, and it was a broad question, but I'm going to give you a little more context. Like, I know a lot of times when, like, people drop stuff, you always feel like, damn, I just got this beat, or like, damn, I could have done this, or da-da-da, or like you feel like you're 100% content, you're ready for it, let it do what it do?
I feel like right now I done been through hell trying to get to this point. So, one, I'm low-key sick of these. I'm not going to be honest. I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm low-key sick of these strikes, if you want me to be honest. My favorite one is For You, because I just recently did that one. But the other ones, I've been listening to them on repeat. I'm ready to get them out. I'm ready for y'all to hear them. How long have you been
working on this specific EP?
2020.
Oh, wow. Damn,
I started on it. I started on it when I dropped out of college, rather, but like Corona happened, and I was just like, "Fuck it, I ain't going back." Shit. Yeah. So I was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna just focus on the shit that matters because clearly this ain't what I want to do." You know what I mean? So we started on it then, and then kind of finished it around 2021. I feel like I might have made like 1 or 2 songs a little bit further than that before I went off to school. And then that's what kind of trickled it in, maybe 2019 instead of 2020. But I know I honed in 2020 for sure.
Word. So
around that time frame, and so I've been wanting to get it out. I wanted to release it back in on the 2nd of February. Like 22 is my number. So it was 2. I wanted to release it then.
Right.
But, you know, shit didn't work the way it worked. But this year on my 22nd birthday, I feel like
it's that time.
It's that time.
Damn.
So.
Nah, definitely. So it's like you just feel like
I'm ready for it. Whatever the hell happens. I'm going to keep pushing regardless. But I'm excited for this one.
I'm excited for you. This is like your first drop.
So I've dropped one song before off the limb, and I didn't really push it.
But this is your first project.
But this is my first, like,
Bro,
this is my baby right here.
If I could tell you something, enjoy that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're only new once. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only have that, like, my first EP or whatever. Like, you only get that feeling once. Mm-hmm. Because by the third or fourth one, it's like, you know, it's gonna feel a lot different than this one, you know? Mm-hmm. So definitely just enjoy the moment. Try to document as much things as you can. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that is because you're going to want to look back in a year.
Yeah.
And be like, damn, I came this far. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to document and make sure that you keep as much of this process because this is something very, very, very important. Mm-hmm. Now, let the people know one more time the date.
Okay, so For You, my single will be releasing on November the 8th.
Wow.
But the EP itself will be released November 22nd, which is my birthday. Wow. And it is called The Truth Behind Fairy Tales. Well, Truth Behind Fairy Tales.
Facts. Now, usually I like to like end my interviews kind of with like a rapid fire portion. You know, don't think too much. Just, you know, answer the question.
Okay.
All right. My biggest inspiration is?
Taraji P. Henson.
I love her too, man. I love her
and Viola Davis. Viola Davis. Them two.
My biggest distraction is?
My phone, I guess.
I like when people, like you like when people do, you know, I don't
know, just act out. Let them be themselves, like vibe.
All right. My favorite movie is?
I don't watch TV, so sorry.
No movies?
Not really. Like, not that I can think of. That's just like
none from like.
Okay, Black Panther. There you go.
All right.
It's about to come out. I want to see it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And my favorite movie is not even out yet. I ain't even see it. It's my favorite though. All right. My favorite vacation spot is?
I want to go to Mexico. It's fun. I went there. Pretty dope.
Sounds dope. My favorite low-key restaurant is?
Honestly, Chili's. They have like this triple dipper. That shit's fire, bro. All right, especially when you smacked.
Nah,
fire.
I fuck with Chili's too. Now, what's like the hole in the wall little spot that not too many people know about that you like that you don't want to share right now? But I'm gonna ask you.
I'm new here, so I don't really have one.
True. All right. Life was easier before.
Bills.
If I could change anything in the world, it would be?
Global warming. Corny, but
no.
Global warming.
Save the ice caps. Mm-hmm. I fuck with that. I can't trust a person if?
They be capping all the time. Like, you can tell that they bullshit. Like, trying to put on that facade. Like, no.
It's not happening, right? Mm-mm. All right. Well, this has been, you know, a fun little conversation. You know, definitely we got to do this again so we can show the people how much you've progressed from the next time that we have this conversation. But let the people know November 22nd.
Yes, November 22nd, Truth Behind Fairy Tales will be dropping. And then on the 8th, For You will be dropping.
Bet. So I'll give you, you know, like a minute or two if you want to do a little shout out list. You know, all the people that you fuck with, all the people that support you, that, you know, if you want to give them a shout out, the floor is yours.
Okay, so first and foremost, I want to do these two at the table because they've been rocking with me since I've gotten here.
Yes,
especially
sir. My
girl right here. This is my road dog since 8th grade. We've been riding it out.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, my uncle for, you know, the long hours that we put in.
Shout out.
For everything. And, of course, like, the folks that have been behind me and supporting me so far, especially the people that's been reposting my stuff on Instagram. Like, I appreciate y'all so much. Like, words can't explain. Like, it means a lot. And I'm going to remember that sure.
For sure. And that's why I always try to give all my guests at least, like, you know, the floor to show the love to people, man, because I know it's hard sometimes when we're so busy and things like that. So I always try to give them the floor, you know, to thank the supporters and everything like that. Also, you know, before we get up out of here, man, if there's anything else that you want to let the people know, you know, anything, you want to plug anything, go for it.
No, not right now. I mean, tune in on the 8th and tune in on the 22nd. That's all I got to say. Oh, and then, I mean, if you can pull up on the 6th, cool, because we may be able to get some tickets at the door at Propaganda, but...
Where's the show at?
Propaganda is in Lake Worth.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's them Don's first show in Palm Beach. Damn. So I know that must feel good for y'all, man, to finally bring it back. Damn.
Hell yeah.
Damn. That's crazy though, because it's like, damn, Sabo, we need to get you on mic, bro. Because that's crazy though, because like you went everywhere else, got the love, and now you're bringing it back. You know what I'm saying? That's major, bro. I salute you, bro. I salute you, man. You're definitely with the right people.
Yeah.
And, you know, we look forward to seeing more from you. November 22nd, man. Y'all make sure y'all go get that EP. Y'all make sure y'all pre-order that whole right now. Y'all make sure y'all support all the Zombie Records artists, man. Big shout out to the bro, Don Jean. You already know, man, it's Gabe Avelli. This has been Florida Vibe Directory, man. Y'all make sure y'all check me out. Tomorrow, 2 p.m., we are going motherfucking live on Proximity FM. And we will be playing some Kel Denise.
Hell
So
yeah.
y'all make sure y'all tune the fuck in, man. Also, too, man, before we get up out of here, man, I just want to give a big thank you to my bro, Young Luke, Diafica Juice. My boy fighting through the cold, still doing his motherfucking thing, man. So I just want to give a salute to my bro, man. This has been Gabe Avelli. This has been the Florida Vibe Directory, man. We going crazy, by the way. I just need to let all the people know, man, due to the support that we've been receiving, we going crazy.
This is Zanaya.
It's the righteous vigilante Jamar Creek, and you're tuning in to Minds Wide Open.
Hey, yo, check it out. This is Namestream, never mainstream. You're tuning in to Minds Wide Open Media.
Shout out to the Florida Vibe Directory. You're now listening to the best playlist in South Florida.
We did that, though.